Oh, they're just blowing right through, man.
You're watching state corrections officers
7 in a row.
boldly ignoring stop signs at this busy intersection in Orient, just around the corner from the state prison. An anonymous tip brought us to the intersection of Stowe Road and High Street. Over a period of 4 days, a few hours each day, we watched. What we observed was disturbing.
Corrections bus just rolled right through that.
State corrections officers paid to enforce the law, breaking the law right before your eyes.
Didn't even try.
Officers Bruce Brown and Roy Miller caught my eye. Brown is behind the wheel of this 2008 Dodge Charger. 3 straight days we caught Brown blowing through the stop sign. I followed him home to ask him why. Tom Sussi, WSYX?
Yes, sir.
How's it going? I showed Brown video of him breaking the law. You recognize that car?
Well, that's my car. It was not intentional. And
Do you know there's a 4-way stop sign there?
yes, sir, I do.
Well, why do you keep running it?
Honestly, that was not my intention. I don't normally do that.
What do you normally do?
I normally stop.
Not on this day, or this day, or this day.
There's repercussions behind it. I have to accept the responsibilities as a man because I did break that traffic law.
I dug around some more. Turns out Bruce Brown has a habit of breaking the law. Here's a copy of Brown's driving record. According to the Department of Motor Vehicles, during the past 13 years, he's been ticketed 7 times. Speeding, driving without a license, even impaired driving. 3 times, Brown's license has been suspended. Hey, Roy Miller, how are you? Roy Miller's behind the wheel of this 2000 Chevy truck. 3 days in a row, we caught him running the stop sign. We confronted Miller outside this business. Tom Sussi, WSYX on your side? I showed him our video. You're paid to enforce the laws, but you're breaking the laws. Running that 4-way stop sign. More than once. Got anything to say?
No.
Miller walked off.
You got nothing better to do.
We offered to show our video to the Department of Corrections. No thanks, they said. They also declined to be interviewed for this story.
Now, where were you set up at?
Pickaway County Sheriff Dwight Radcliffe is very interested in our investigation. We showed the sheriff some of our footage. He couldn't believe his eyes.
That guy, he just smoking his cigarette and going right on through. Nobody's above the law, nobody's below the law. Everybody's expected to obey the law.
Sheriff Radcliffe told me he doesn't have the resources to put a cruiser out here every day. Nonetheless, he says his deputies write their share of tickets at this corner.
I don't know that anybody's going to get a free pass to run that stop sign.
Sheriff Radcliffe says it's time the Department of Corrections lay down the law with these lawbreakers.
I would strongly suggest that this concern be carried up to Director Moore.
Sheriff Radcliffe is referring to Gary Moore, the state's top prison boss.
And I think he needs to try to get something done.
Until then,
You got nothing better to do.
when it comes to obeying traffic laws at this intersection,
Never stop.
Never stop.
some of these corrections officers believe they just might be above the law. Now, back at the scene of the crime, the Department of Corrections has yet to respond to my investigation, but they did respond to a request I had. These are disciplinary reports for Roy Miller and Bruce Brown. Not very impressive, especially Bruce Brown. In 18 years on the department, he's been written up at least 5 times. In one case, it said Mr. Brown used poor judgment in carrying out an assignment, just like he used poor judgment right here at this intersection. Back to you.
All right, Tom Sussi, holding people accountable. Thank you, Tom.